Hello, I am Marco Nunez, RightPath Benefits Senior Vice President, and welcome to a special edition of Compass Corner. Really excited about this one today. We're speaking with Jared Mueller from XP Health. XP Health is a new vision program that we are extremely excited to roll out. We're doing this announcement for you, our clients, first. We want to give you a first heads up on this. We actually already have a couple of groups going through implementation and bringing on XP Health as their vision program. But we're really excited about this and wanted to share this with you. A little bit later in a couple of weeks, we'll be sharing a modified version of this video for everybody out there in the public as well. So let me talk real quickly before I introduce Jared formally and hand it over to him, a little bit about why we're so excited about this. One of the things we're always trying to do here at RightPath, obviously, is find the best, most valuable solutions for you to offer as benefits to your employees. And that's a challenge with some of the different benefits that we offer, because something like term life, for instance, there's not a whole lot of room for innovation on term life. The math is pretty solid there. It's been around for a whole long time. Everybody knows how it operates. There's really not a whole lot of new things you're going to be able to do to innovate that. And that goes with a lot of different ancillary or voluntary benefits that get offered. Up until discovering XP Health, I would have said that vision falls into that category as well, because the reality is vision plans have not changed hardly at all in the last 30 years or longer. If anything, about the only thing that's changed is how expensive it's gotten to buy a pair of glasses through them, regardless of what kind of coverage you have. So when we stumbled across XP Health, we were extremely excited because we could see the value that it offers to employees right off the bat. You're going to see through this discussion that both because of their model and the savings that allows them to pass through on the cost of frames, and then some other things they do with lenses and lens coatings, it's an enormous value and enormous savings of literally hundreds of dollars for your employees that are using this. But they've also leveraged technology in a way that very much enhances the process of selecting and buying glasses, even of your eye exam itself. And I'll let Jared get into all that, but I wanted to share a little bit about why we're so excited to bring this to you, because I think you're going to see it's something that when employees see this put in front of them, they're going to see the value of it right away. One of the other things we really like about it is it is a much more universally accessible vision plan. And what I mean by that is most vision plans, if you have prescription eyeglass needs, you got it. If you don't, there's not a whole lot it's going to do for you. With XP, depending on which plan you choose to offer your employees, you have the option. Well, all of the plans include blue light glasses, computer glasses, which anyone, regardless of whether or not they have prescription needs, can definitely benefit today. But you can also choose plans that allow the inclusion of non-prescription sunglasses as well. So it's something that 100% of your employees can benefit from and participate in. So those are just a few of the reasons why we're excited about this. We'll have some more dialogue with Jared as he goes through. But at this point, I want to introduce Jared Mueller. Jared is who we work very closely with there at XP Health. And we've learned an enormous amount from him over the last year or so as we've been building this program. And so we wanted him to share some of their knowledge and insights, how they're able to pass along the kind of savings they're able to pass along, some of the unique features of their platform and how it operates and the advantages of that. And then most importantly, he's going to get into some cost comparisons and show the real dollars that you're able to save with this new, or that your employees rather are able to save with this new program. So Jared, I'm going to hand it off to you and let you take it away.
Awesome. Thank you, Marco. Appreciate the introduction. Very excited to be sharing a little bit more about XP with you all. And, to Marco's point, I'm 37 years old and the vision industry really hasn't changed in my lifetime in any significant fashion. doesn't matter what platform or program you're on today, they're all relatively the same. You have a frame allowance, you have a small copay when you go in to get your eye exam, if you have one at all, and then you're stuck paying several $100s out of pocket in a retail environment. And other than the fact that we have access to in-person care, because if you do have a prescription, you obviously need to know what that prescription is and keep it up to date. But everything that happens after that is going to be pretty dramatically different through the XP platform. And what we think we've done here is we're using technology to make the process, one, much more affordable for you, because like everything in this world, vision care has gotten much more expensive over the years. And two, just a better overall user experience. No more high-pressure sales tactics at an in-person location. By utilizing the XP online marketplace, you're going to be able to shop at your leisure and make a decision that you feel comfortable with on your own time. So let's start about the problem with traditional vision insurance. There's a few things that we like to point out. One, it's very expensive, and there's not a lot of transparency that goes along with it. When you're in a retail setting, you get to that final checkout counter and you see that bill of $200, $300, $400, $500. You have no idea how they even got to that part. Traditional vision insurance, beyond the routine exam, there's not a lot of benefit in it for you. And in terms of the benefit design, like I said, they've been around for 40 plus years. The benefit designs haven't changed at all. They're all relatively the same. The only things that they can tweak a little bit are the frame allowance, the frequency, tweak your copays a little bit, and then whether or not contacts are included in that plan. And then, the conflict of interest piece, the thing about a lot of our competitors is they really control all aspects of the sale. So they own frame brands themselves, they own an insurance company, and they own the retail location. So every time you hand over money and interact with your vision program in any meaningful way, those dollars are really all going to the same organization.
Yeah, this is the one that really makes it all hit home.
Yeah, the two organizations that we compete most with and that most people are familiar with are iMed and VSP. And what a lot of people don't realize is, we've got brands up there that we know and love, like Ray-Ban and Oakley, and we've all been to a Target before, or a Pearl Vision or Lens Crafters. It's owned by the same company, which is EssilorLuxottica. And Marchand is no different. Marchand owns VSP. They own their own retail locations, and they own their own frame brands as well. So as I stated on the previous slide, every time you interact with your vision program when you're on one of these platforms, it's all going to the same company, and they're making their margins on you at every step of the way. And the easiest way to describe what XP is you can put a giant X through that retail location. We are not a brick and mortar store. You're never going to go to an XP store because they don't exist and they never will. That's how we're able to save our clients so much money, give them a bigger selection, more optionality, and make it a completely free or stress-free environment for them to do their shopping.
And I think that one, I actually want to put too fine a point on that, because I think that really is the crux of everything. Is just, the manufacturer is selling it to the retail store for a markup. The retail store is putting it on a markup, and then the insurance company, all owned by the same company, is saying, we'll give you a $150 allowance towards the glasses that we've already marked up however many hundreds of percent, or whatever it is. So it feels like a big shell game, that gets moved around.
That's exactly right. These companies refer to themselves as being vertically integrated. When I look at this slide, I see a monopoly on the industry. And what we know about monopolies in this country is that they are not pro-competition, they're anti-competition. They want to gobble up all the competitors and have it all under one roof so they can control the prices and the supply chain and the entire customer experience. So who is XP? You may have never heard of us before, and that's okay. We're about a 6-year-old company. We actually started during COVID. When XP was first founded, it was actually a materials only, so we didn't have any access to in-person care, and obviously that has morphed over time, and now we are a complete vision solution. But currently, as it stands today, we have over 6,000 customers and about 630,000 members, and we will likely be over 1 million members by the end of this calendar year. Some of the recognizable brands you may notice up here, like the Baltimore Ravens, Scott's Miracle-Gro. Guardian is an ancillary insurance carrier that's now offering XP. Petco, DocuSign. So there's a lot of organizations out there that are starting to see, hey, maybe there's a better way of doing this. We're looking to save our employees money any way we can. Major medical is going through the roof. As Marco said earlier, all the other ancillary products like long-term disability, life insurance, short and long-term, all of that stuff is getting more expensive. So employers are looking for any way they can to ease the financial burden on their actual employees. And we're one of the easiest, most effective ways that they can save them money right off the bat. So what makes XP different? This is by no means a comprehensive list, but a few of the really important things right off the bat that we like to touch on. As Marco stated earlier, we don't care if you have a prescription or not. We think everybody should have access to affordable vision care. I myself am a perfect example of that. Like Marco stated, I wear blue light glasses. I do sit at a computer most of the day, so having the option to wear blue light glasses for a few hours here and there to save my eye strain is great. I also have baby blue eyes, so they're very sensitive to light, which means anytime I drive, unless it's 100% overcast, I need to wear sunglasses. Otherwise, I squint and get a headache, and it's very uncomfortable for me. So even though I don't have a prescription, I still love having the ability to have access to affordable vision care. So we are 100% access for all, women, children, men, doesn't matter, age, prescription, non-prescription. Everybody should have access to affordable vision care. On the service side of things, this one is kind of tough to quantify in a conversation of this nature, but at the end of the day, our only job is to bend over backwards for our customer and make you love working with us. If you ever don't understand anything about your plan, if an order isn't exactly correct, the frames don't fit quite right, please reach out to us. They're all US-based employees. They're all full-time employees of ours. They are empowered to do what's right for our customers and make sure that they are very happy with whatever end product they end up with. If you're a customer of ours through a partnership with RightPath, you can let them know, hey, I'm Bobby Joe through RightPath. They can look up your exact plan details in real time and answer plan-specific questions for you. If you're familiar with Net Promoter Score, basically anytime you interact with a company and they give you a survey where you can rate them, that helps them quantify their NPS score. We hover in the mid-60s, and if you don't know what the benchmarks are on that, anything above 50 is considered very good, 70 is considered world-class. So being at a net 64 NPS score right now is a really great spot for us to be in, and we're striving to get above 70 so we can get to that world-class service level. And then the last piece here, this is where the rubber meets the road, and I cannot overstate this enough. You're going to see two numbers on the bottom right-hand portion of the screen, $230. That is the average amount that people spend on prescription eyewear in this country after their vision insurance has been exhausted. So you've already used your frame allowance, you've purchased your lenses, that is what you are averaging paying out of pocket for prescription eyewear. The number to the left of that, which is $42, we track that across our entire 630,000 members and change what people are averaging paying out of pocket with us. And that is truly our average out-of-pocket number that our members are used to paying with us. We do have plans that have free eyewear associated with them, which helps keep that number exceptionally lower than our competitors. So being able to have access to free eyewear is a huge thing. But even those that aren't getting free eyewear, because we do have a lot of frames, and obviously not all of them can be free, but they are going to be at true wholesale pricing. We operate more like a traditional technology company where we're making our margins based on the premiums that we're charging on the physical products that we sell you. We're selling them to you for the price that we pay for them. So you're getting true wholesale pricing on your contacts, your frames, your lenses, anything you purchase through XP. So now let's talk about the frames. Traditional optometrist office has between 600 to 800 frames, give or take, for you to choose from. Because we are not a brick and mortar location, that allows us to have a much, much larger inventory. Currently, today, we're sitting at 4,000 frames, hoping to be closer to 5,000 by the end of the calendar year. We break them down into three categories, and by no means is this a comprehensive list of the brands we carry. I think we're sitting in the mid-50s and getting close to 60 brands that we carry. So this is just meant to be a representation. I'll start on the right and work my way over with the luxury frames. Those are the fancy things: Tom Ford, Burberry, Dolce & Gabbana. The designer frames, those are brands everybody knows and loves: Ray-Ban, Oakley, Kate Spade, Costa. And then the premium frames: Echo, Essentials, Oxford Lane, Sydney Love. The one category I do want to point out is that premium frame category. We only have two plans, and there are some other variations like Marco touched on earlier. You can have non-prescription sunglasses as part of your plan. But the premium frame category under our core plan, which is our more base plan, the most expensive frame in that category is $125. Frames start at $35. Half of those frames are under $65, and the most expensive frame is $125. Under our enhanced plan, which is by far our most valuable plan, and what most of our customers go with, that entire category of frames is $0. So we have more free frames than an optometrist has in total. So you can offer your employees access to free frames for the first time in their life, right off the bat, saving them several $100s. And the point of this slide is to show that we have options for everybody. It doesn't matter your age, gender, income, style, sex. It doesn't matter. We have options for you. That 4,000 frames, if you can't find something in there, you have very, very specific tastes then. So it's good to be able to offer our customers a nice wide variety.
And these are the exact same quality frames as anywhere else. These are not like, value versions of the frames. They're the exact same frames from the exact same manufacturers as any of the other stores have.
Yep, exactly right, Marco. This is not like purchasing frames at Costco or Walmart or Zenny or at your local pharmacy store where they've got them on a rotating end cap. These are the frame brands that you're going to expect when you go into a nice optometrist office that's carrying high quality frames. And we have price points at all across the spectrum just to make sure we're covering the bases for everybody, regardless of what their budget is. And now let's talk about the lenses. A traditional vision program, they give you a certain allowance to spend on frames. Typically, we see somewhere in the $120 to $150 range, and then you're responsible for paying any amount above that. Sometimes they give you an additional percentage off, so it might be a $150 allowance, and you pay 80% of the dollars above that. What they don't tell you is a few things. One, most optometrist offices don't have frames starting at $150. A lot of them start at $200 to $250. What they also don't tell you is that really doesn't include anything when it comes to the lenses themselves. A traditional vision program will give you a percentage off of the lens coatings. It's generally in the neighborhood of 10 to 30%, with 20 being the average right in the middle. But if you're going to buy all of these coatings and purchase what the optometrist world considers to be doctor recommended lenses, they're polycarbonate, they're anti-glare, UV protection, dust, smudge, water, and scratch resistant. Basically, they're going to be nice and last you a long time. They're going to average you paying out of pocket in a retail setting around $200. What I can tell you is that we purchase our lenses from the same manufacturers that our competitors do. They come with all of these coatings. We buy them for $5.87, and we give them to our customers for free. These are all Tier 4 coatings, which is the highest quality, which means they should last you years and years and years if you take care of them. And there's only 3 times that a customer ever pays for lenses with us. If they have progressive lenses, which are a flat $95, if they have photochromic, which are also known as transition lenses, which is a $75 fee, or if they have high index lenses, which are either $30 or $50, depending on the thickness of the lenses. Otherwise, if you're buying non-prescription or your prescription is a single bifocal or trifocal, all of our customers are getting free lenses. So if you're on the enhanced plan, that means you have 1,000 frames at $0, getting your lenses at $0. You get free prescription or non-prescription sunglasses, eyeglasses, whatever, shipped right to your front door with shipping included for $0. And now let's talk about contacts. Prior to starting at XP, I did not realize how many people in this world were both frames and contacts, and it is a large number. Your traditional vision program most likely is going to make you choose. Do I use my benefit this year on frames or contacts? We are frames and contacts. So for our customers, they can purchase a whole year supply of contacts at true wholesale pricing. We're going to average saving our members about $225 a year on their full year supply of contacts. And they can utilize their frame benefit in the same year, every year, year after year, with no exceptions. You never, ever have to choose, do I get frames or contacts this year again as an XP member? Now let's talk about the network. So you now understand a little bit about the XP marketplace. You're probably wondering, all right, if my prescription is about to expire or my eyesight has gotten a little bit worse and I need to go in and get an exam, how do I do that if you guys aren't a brick and mortar location? So we utilize a network partner for that. Our network partner is called NVA. That stands for the National Vision Administrators. They have 100,000 providers across the country. All of the major chains that you see on the screen here, including others that are not listed, plus tens of thousands of private practices as well. So our network coverage is going to be very comparable to whatever plan you're on today. If you're in a very remote area, it could be a little bit hit or miss, but if you're anywhere near a remotely decent-sized city, our network is going to be very comparable to VSP, IMED, or Davis. So you still have access to your in-person care. You can get your eye exam, make sure it stays up to date, or if your eyes are getting worse for the first time ever and you think you need to go in and get an eye exam, we absolutely have an option for you to do that. And speaking of having options to do that, as Marco stated earlier, we're the only vision care company in America that has FDA approval to actually renew your prescription in the comfort of your own home. We put you through a visual acuity test that takes about 6 to 8 minutes using your phone or your tablet, putting your computer 10 feet away from you. We walk you through some steps to put you through a visual acuity test that's then reviewed by our in-house ophthalmologist. They either give you a thumbs up and say, this looks great, we'll go ahead and renew it. or we've noticed some deviation here, we recommend you go in and get a comprehensive eye exam. And one thing I want to be clear about, this is not an either or situation, so you do not have to choose. If you take your online prescription renewal and do not pass it, that doesn't mean you can't go in and get your in-person exam. Or if you did pass it and 6 months later you feel like your vision has changed, you can go in and get that in-person exam. So it's not an either or in making you choose between doing the online or in-person. You can do both of those every single year. And it is a really cool piece of technology. Once you log into the platform, we'll walk you through it step by step using your phone. It takes only a couple minutes to do. There are some exceptions around this. So as part of the FDA approval process, we did have to get state by state approval. We are currently in 38 out of 50 states. You must be between the ages of 18 and 55 years old. If you're younger or older than that, your vision tends to change more rapidly. And there are some medical conditions such as diabetes and a few others that would potentially preclude you from being eligible for this. But if you're in a state where this is allowed within the age range and no serious medical conditions, you are eligible to do the online prescription renewal. Now let's talk through some examples. So this is an example of a pair of nice high-end Prada frames. And as you can see on a traditional plan versus our plan, we are paying the same price to get them from the manufacturer. We are charging the same price from a wholesale perspective, but because we are not a brick and mortar location, we are expecting you to pay anywhere from the neighborhood of 65 to 75% less than your traditional vision program. So we are essentially covering our cost to acquire these materials and ship them from you. That means no markups, and all you're going to experience is savings. And we have a few other slides that will give you additional examples of the type of savings that you can expect while being an XP customer. The example that we're showing you here is on an enhanced plan. So you can see the $0 or $35 in the upper right-hand corner. The $0 on the left, that would be your price for these frames on the enhanced plan and the 6S eyewear. The right side is if you were on the core plan, which would be a $35 frame. Under the traditional plan, because you have, let's say you have a $150 allowance, these would technically be free frames. But as you can see, when you get into the lens piece, that's where they get you. So under this plan, they have $153 for the lenses plus a materials copay of $25, which would make them $178 for you out of pocket, versus the XP plan where they would be $0 on the enhanced plan or $35 if you were on the core plan. And as you can see, as you go up to more expensive frames, the savings gets even more exacerbated. So this is a pair of Gucci frameware that is $520. Because of our wholesale pricing, the frame itself is $217 for our members, plus the free doctor recommended lenses. So your out the door cost is $217 versus that traditional plan where if you have a $150 allowance, you're still paying $296 for the frames, plus what you're paying for the doctor recommended lenses and your materials fee. So as you can see, it's about a 65% savings on that high-end frame as well. And this is just another example of a traditional iMed plan, showing you kind of the line item by line item, what you can expect to pay. $160 allowance, once again, right in that neighborhood of what we see is very common, but it is the lenses where most vision plans fall woefully short. So you can see all of those standard lens coatings that come for $0 with us. Those are all line items that you're going to see at the checkout counter when you go into an optometrist's office. So even though you have, what you think is a great allowance with $160, you're still going to be paying exponentially more on that plan versus the XP plan. So to wrap up, a couple things that we'd like you to take away from today's conversation. You no longer have to choose on what do I use my vision benefit on this year, frames or contacts. We are vision care for everyone. We don't care if you have a prescription or not. We think everybody should have access to eyewear. And then at the end of the day, we're going to get you a really, really, really high quality product, and it's going to be at the lowest price possible for us to stay in business, making sure we're getting you those true wholesale prices, no more paying those retail markups. So thank you for your time today, and look forward to working with you. Any other things that you want me to touch on, Marco?
No, that was perfect, man. Thank you so much. And this will definitely not be the last time that you and I do this. And hopefully folks watching this now understand why we're so excited about this program. One of the things I love is that XP definitely has a yes and philosophy that comes out. There's several times that Jared was talking about different things, and it's like you can do it this way, and you still have the option to do it this way, even if you choose to do it this way. So that, it's obviously a very value focused and value driven company, and I hope that you are able to see that, folks that are watching, throughout this discussion. We're trying to keep it as short as possible. There's lots more to talk about. I could talk to Jared for 3 hours about this. There's a lot of cool things about the platform, the way that it allows you to try on glasses to find which size you need. We'll save those for another discussion. Certainly, if you're interested in hearing more, feel free to reach out to us, and we would love to talk you through this more and help you understand the program a little bit better, or answer any questions that you have on that. So thank you so much, Jared. We're super, super excited about this partnership. We're excited to continue to bring XP to our clients and anyone out there who's interested. So we appreciate you.
Thanks for having me, and the excitement is mutual, my friend.